Welcome back to a sunny but somewhat fiery Santa Monica. There are fires in the vicinity. We can see the smoke billowing, but I think it's calmed down. I think maybe, well, I'd hope the fire brigade have control of it now.
Yeah, there's no more smoke, so that's good.
Yeah, but we're still getting emergency warnings on our phones, but there's no danger to be had here in Santa Monica. It is a solid 10-minute Uber ride down the road. And hopefully not too much damage was done. I don't think anyone was hurt, which is important. But there's certainly some houses will have been on fire, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, man. It's desert. It's hot. Things catch fire.
I feel bad for the firefighters as well. Always having to tackle the blazes. You can only, like, the gear can only protect you from the smoke so much, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a
it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think firefighting is. Well, as a kid, I thought it was cool. Obviously, it's very dangerous, and anyway,
dangerous. Yeah.
Enough about that. But respect to all those people putting out all those fires. It is time for North American Counter-Strike, and indeed, we've got some very interesting teams for you today. But God damn it, I've been climbing trees and not for fun. I've been my journey to a tree, and my leg is very itchy. But enough about my leg.
Maybe
Let's have a look at the bracket.
Oh,
Pardon?
I'll scratch my leg.
Eric can help you out.
You don't look like you're kind of crazy. You know?
You can scratch his leg.
No, that's fine. Let's have a look at the bracket and see who is playing. We've got Team Liquid versus X Singularity. That match is going to be on Caffeine. If you want to tune into that, have a look on caffeine.tv and you can find relevant broadcasters. Cloud9 versus INTZ will be on at the same time. We're going to cover that one. We've got Sub Rosa now as a temporary player for Cloud9. Maybe he'll become permanent. That's a very interesting one. Lots of question marks to be had over there. ATK versus eUnited. They will be also playing on Caffeine. So look for your Caffeine streamers for the details on that match. And then Riot Squad versus Complexity will be our second match later when we can reconfirm that with the schedule. Just to make sure I'm not talking out of my behind. And indeed, it will be Cloud9 versus INTZ to kick things off. Well, we've seen a lot of Cloud9 matches recently, and they've put 10s on the bench, and for now they have Sub Rosa. Let's start with the first part. We have a few minutes. So what do you guys think of 10s on Cloud9?
I think it's a little premature. Maybe.
Well, I guess it depends, doesn't it? Because if the decision making is costing them key situations, and then you just can't teach that person that level of game sense that's required to understand the correct decisions. Because there's a certain amount that you've got to be able to work out for yourself. You can't be micromanaged. So if there's so much effort there, then you've got a team of like four other people, well, 5 if you include the coach, who are always waiting for this one guy to like get it. If they feel like that's blocking them, and they just need someone with some experience, then that's cool. Because if, again, like, we're hyping up all these mechanically gifted players, but you got to be smart as well. Like, you got to be like Rops. You know, you can't just be the mechanics, because it's not FPL.
Yeah, I think one issue is that it's a major winning organization, and they can't wait the period of time for like a catch up, or
to be fair, it's been 3 months.
Everyone on the speed on the same wavelength. Yeah, building from a new team, you need to have a while. Sub Rosa, though, being added, not a name I would have thought of. Some people say, like, I saw some people on Reddit saying, oh, you know, he was accused of cheating and stuff. I'm not really.
So was Robs.
Yeah, a lot of people have. I don't really care about that stuff, and all of the examples I saw were nonsense. But how he fits into the team is the main thing. I don't really know what to expect. I mean, he didn't stand out to me too much when he was playing for teams previously, to the point that I don't really know how he would fit into a Cloud9. I don't know if you have watched him much or have an opinion on him, but right now, like in this, it's just I'm curious to see, but I'm not really sure how he will, like, what he will contribute to the team or how they will use him.
I'll assume like maybe a lurker role.
Okay.
A lurker or support role with his experience. Have him be like third person in, second person in. You know, he's been playing at the high level for a while now, for at least a couple of years, and so teams keep picking him up. So he does something right.
Yeah.
Every time he's on a team, he's usually up there, top fragging most of the time.
I think he's played with some players that are good players to play with. People like Steel, you know, like he's in. This is the best roster that I know. He's been on Ghost when, you know, with Steel and the Swag and so on. Obviously,
so he's been in some good systems.
Yeah, so I would imagine, and also because someone like Steel is super vocal in terms of this is how you play Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And shout outs to Steel. He has some great YouTube content for how to think about the game, laying out effectively the language that you need to understand what's happening, how you define things, and what the fundamentals are, and how you get good at those fundamentals. He's got great content. So shout outs to Steel. He's one of the other, like, I would say, like, you know, popularists in terms of getting educational content out there to help people improve. So
awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Steel.
Well, let's have a look at the Veto and see where these teams will be playing. What maps will they be playing on in this series? INTZ, we haven't spoken about them just yet, but we can a little later on. Okay, so Vertigo's been also banned by Cloud9, that's fine. I would expect them to be still building their map pool, even at this point. So Mirage, the usual for INTZ, Inferno, Common Ground. I don't think they will do too well on that one. But they're no strangers to it, obviously, and then trained to decide if needed. It's interesting. With a team like INTZ, we've often seen them struggle on the T side of train. So I think they'll want to win it in 2. But speaking of map pools, I don't know if theirs is strong enough right now. Although, obviously, new look INTZ now, what can we expect from them? I don't think it'll be too dramatically different, but there's lots to explore from both teams in this series, I think.
I think so.
This is a... sorry.
I was going to just pepper it on, but if you have a point, go ahead.
For me, this is a really weird one because INTZ are this team, much like Cloud9, where they get some of it, but they don't have a full picture in terms of how they play Counter-Strike at the top level. So there are holes here and there. So I think what we can see from both teams is they'll both be making quite a lot of mistakes. So even if someone gets quite a commanding lead, this game can turn, I think, will be able to turn at any point, just because mistakes can come from points which you wouldn't expect a top 8 team, like they wouldn't make mistakes there, but these teams are at the level where they're going to be throwing in those mistakes. So for me, it's like whoever makes the least mistakes. Obviously, that's you know, what you say at the top, you know, generally speaking, in competition. But I think that's really going to be prevalent here. Who makes the least, you know, awful mistakes, and not just like small ones, but like big ones.
Yeah, big ones at the worst time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's not what the series is going to be like.
Well, it's time to see what the people think. How strong is a Brazilian crowd versus a Cloud9? Okay, no, we'll go for predictions first. Fine.
Cloud9.
That's fine. You get Cloud9? I'll go Cloud9 as well.
I'm do Cloud9.
Cloud9, stronger team, bigger organization with more money. When KNG was on INTZ, you know, he was saying in an interview, where I'm from, you can't fail. There is no fail. You have to succeed. And Cloud9, like as an organization, is a dramatically different. I mean, in some ways, you have to succeed as well, but you have to succeed with all these facilities and resources and money available to you. So I think as a, you know, Cloud9 should be winning this all day on paper. So Cloud9 for me as well.
Kind of wild because you have these teams that you kind of put, you know, have these people hop on a team and you expect them to be top 10 in the world. It's kind of ludicrous to even think that way, but that's how it is at the top.
Yep.
You know, these big orgs and want to win.
You Cloud9 as well?
Yeah, Cloud9.
Okay, Sliggy.
Yeah, I'm going with Cloud9 as well. You guys pretty much covered it all.
All right, there we go. I'd hope so.
We covered it all.
All right, let's have a look at what the people think then. Where are the Brazilian fans? Are they going to be loyal? 73%. It's reasonable. It's reasonable. I think. I don't know. Do you think the chances are worse than 33%?
Yeah, no. I think this is a pretty 50-50 matchup, honestly.
50-50.
Yeah, I think
Really?
I think in terms of how the game's going to go, I think we're going to have 3 maps. It's going to be back and forth. But I think it's just I would have expected more for the fan vote for the Brazilian fan base. But
Oh
Cloud9
wow,
has a
are you
pretty
disappointed?
big presence. I mean, I'm not disappointed, but I'm just saying.
People are always asking when are we coming to Brazil.
Yeah, we've never been to Brazil actually.
Yeah, we had the chance early this year, but we had a schedule clash, so we couldn't make it to an event where we were invited. So hopefully next year, I would love to go to Brazil. I really want to go to Brazil.
Yeah.
I want to do some diving there as well.
It's like that is probably the biggest location for CS we haven't been to. The only one, really.
I haven't been to South America at all, anywhere.
Same.
Central America is the closest I've been, but so I'd love to do a tour. I have a friend whose mother lives in Ecuador, and I was invited to just go and hang out with her and go diving
The grandma.
in Ecuador. Mother.
Okay.
but she's like lives half in the US and half in Ecuador. That would have been cool, but I decided to go somewhere else instead. I can't remember where. But that was one of the options, to go to Ecuador, and didn't happen.
That's
Anyway,
fine, man.
it's time for the Pinnacle predictions. Pinnacle numbers. The researchers in Pinnacle, they've been hard at work in the hard labour camp, and they've done the numbers, and here we go. So Cloud9 are a solid favourite, not quite 50-50 in their camp. Yeah, I think Cloud9 aren't quite solidified yet, and I mean, we've seen the roster change so that much. It kind of just tells its own story in that respect. But that's generally the consensus I think we had in the recent matches, you know. And now we've got a chance. Obviously, Sabrosa is completely fresh. One would assume. You know what? I was going to say one would assume. I think if the core of the team had been together longer, the default thing would be take all of TenZ's roles. But since they're so new, there might be a little jiggling. I don't know, because if you want to trial a player to see if he's going to be a long-term player, you may have to move things around so everybody's comfortable. Like if two people play the same position, so on and so forth. So I can see where it goes.
We asked, or rather we kind of identified that we would have liked to have seen like a Stewie type player on the current Cloud9 roster to give it that kind of oomph that it needs, because it seems like they need that aggressive playmaker, and they don't quite have that. And TenZ had the mechanics for it, but he didn't have the decision making for it. And so maybe that's something that Sabrosa is better at. I actually don't know what kind of a player he is these days, because I haven't seen him at in a long time. And this is also interesting too, because he had that reputation as an onliner, but the only way you shift that reputation is by consistently, having a solid reputation, and people will give you a try. And this is should be really good experience. And maybe it's that you know, a Fletcher Swift in his mind too. This is a serious opportunity to level things up, take it more serious, and you make those improvements, and then you're a different player, different identity. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can offer. I just really want to see C9 have some success, man.
I think we all do. We all want to see it. We want some competition, you know, for the EG and Team Liquid in North America.
There's no surprises on INTZ's new roster. Interestingly, it's rank 37 versus rank 47. 47 being
right, there you go.
INTZ. But Cellos and Yale, Destiny, SHZ, all names that we've heard before in Brazil. So again, it's like another shuffle, like a mix of the bowl of the usual suspects, if you will. Yeah. But again, Yale shouldn't be underneath someone in terms of warping anymore, which I think is a positive for the team, because it's like another team where you had basically multiple people in the same role, and someone's got to do something that they don't normally or want to do necessarily. So in that respect, I think it's a plus for INTZ. Looking at their recent results, they just lost the best of 3 to Cloud9. Their last match was losing a best of 3 to Cloud9, and then they beat Ben's Anime. I think that was last week, wasn't it? Maybe last week. And then they lost to they beat Ben's Anime team 2-0. I think you want to be beating Ben's Anime team, to be fair.
Nice.
Yeah. E United, they beat 2-1. Pika's Advantage, they beat 16-3 in Infinity.
E United.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're having some success. It seems like they're on the up, which is fantastic. And they've got some work to do. Their map pool win percentages are pretty rough. They're mostly in the 33 to 43% range. Mirage and Vertigo, well, I think Vertigo is an asterisk now because the map's changed so dramatically that I think we have to make a different consideration there. But Mirage is 60%. And like for Cloud9, Mirage is 0% with 6 maps.
It does seem like the map pool maybe favors INTZ a little bit more.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Maps.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because it's like, are INTZ better now with this new team? I would hope so. Again, with like role comfort and so on, but there's so many questions to be answered by this series, and Life is Alive, so if we can get into it, let's get into it. Yeah, I have like 150 questions about this.
The thing as well is we have some pretty easygoing maps. You know, we have an Inferno there. That should be a pretty stable map for most teams. Everyone kind of knows how to play the basics. We've got the Mirage as well. That said, I've been interested with vetoes where we're seeing Mirage being played, because it feels like a map to me right now that no one wants to. You don't necessarily want to pick it because you shouldn't really be doing that much work on it, because we all understand that it should be going out next, right? So
well, no one knows that for sure, and it doesn't seem that it's going out before the next major.
The next major is ages away.
That is also true.
It's like 7 months away.
But I feel like you have to play with what's in front of you.
Right.
Vertigo.
I wouldn't just start abandoning it based on an assumption. You can't really run a team that way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't abandon it per se, but just start building your map pool so that you have that robustness. I think that's beneficial for all teams. Mirage is a weird one, but the Brazilian teams have often found some success there. It's a lot of play for the many AWPers that they have. There's a lot of play for the explosive players that they have. For example, I would expect to see some good stuff from Cello on this map. He can definitely be quite the explosive player. This is going to be an interesting game.
Where are the classic knives at?
I don't think we... Does someone have one?
No. That's why I'm asking where they at, because there's not one there.
I was thinking, instead of picking out one map, maybe you should like change out 2 or 3 maps at a time. Make it really interesting, because usually if a new map comes out, most teams just auto-ban it immediately.
Bearing in mind how the maps are introduced and the level of development they need to get them into a good place, I think that makes it pretty hard to do. If you look at how Vertigo was when it was first released, or Overpass, or Cobblestone, or pretty much anything.
Everyone could have looked at that map beforehand and say, that's not a good map.
But you need to see how it plays out.
We don't need to know how Vertigo plays out. We can look at Vertigo.
Everyone has their opinions, but most of those people aren't map designers. So you need to see how things play out. And sometimes, yeah, something is a clear idea, but sometimes it's like, oh, I don't like this, this is bad. If you look at Train, for example, if that map never existed, imagine the level of complaints before it was played on. I don't imagine it would look anything like it does now.
Well, here we have the B push. A common sights on this map, and it's looking fairly good for INTZ so far. Having to go for the retake with 2 against 4 Cloud9. Nice couple kills. Mixwell, he's done some serious damage here.
Wow.
He's made it winnable. I have no idea how he's managing to juke all these bullets. Doing his best Neo impression from the Matrix, of course. And Daps finishes it off with a couple of headshots.
Man like Daps.
And that is insane that they not only couldn't get the bomb down, but they all got wrecked from 2 players coming out of market and not a single kill. Look how little damage was done,
2
in
on
fact.
4.
It's a pistol round, man.
Stole that round from
But where's
INTZ.
the bomb plant? They had so much time.
Everyone's aiming at the head.
There's no creek now.
You sound so sad, Dan.
I mean, can someone afford... No.
Siggy later.
Why didn't they plant the bomb?
Did they know they could plant the bomb?
Well, they had the whole site with 4 people.
I think they wanted to make sure that no one's hiding around the empty pillar, because Mixwell's kind of dancing around there the entire time.
But Mixwell came in from market with Daps, so the INTZ cleared the site. They killed everyone on the site first,
I don't know.
and then the last 2 players were coming from market.
Yeah.
And it took Mixwell some time to get in. I don't know, man.
It's unfortunate because it was a 4-on-2 situation, and the bomb plan would have been really helpful this round.
I think it's just surprising to me because it's almost like we talk about this a lot. James especially mentions it all the time. You know, it's basically beneficial to lose the pistol as a tease, but get the bomb down because you can get all the creeks and you can reset the other economy like much harder if you win that round. And they didn't prioritize the bomb plant, but they will face mid with the Deagles and P250.
Yeah, that's definitely a missed opportunity. No bomb plants in a lost pistol round. Dramatically changes the makeup of the CT economy to start with, as we've mentioned. Sabrosa with a jiggle. Yassine just walking out into the Deagle. Now that is a weird situation.
I don't understand, like why did C9 have to feel like they needed to push A ramp? They didn't see anyone middle. There's no noise B.
Yeah, that's really weird. Losing 2 players, they've dropped 2 MP9s. They'll both be collected. INTZ still needs to make it into a bomb plant situation. And the smoke is up on connector, which allows a potential short plant. They've got great cover in that short position. There's still a chance for Cloud9 to turn things around though, because there's no Kevlar for INTZ. But oh my god, the hits just keep on coming.
Oh,
Now that's what I call wrecked.
Cloud9.
Ooh, that's bad.
Oh, Cloud9.
What did we say about resetting the economy?
That's really painful to watch. That I felt bad.
Yeah,
Experiencing pain.
it's pretty upsetting. Just seeing that.
Really bad.
I mean, I know it's
Yeah.
you know, like we're seeing all the people moving at once, so like we could see the God view and everything, but
Yeah.
You don't have to push like that.
I mean,
There's
great.
no pressure anywhere on it. There's nothing on the map. Why do you need to do that?
I mean, I almost kind of goes with how I preface the game. Just it's going to be about critical errors. Who makes more of them? Not just the small edges where you're thinking about the super elite teams where it's about forcing mistakes. Here it's going to be a lot of unforced errors. And well, it's a good start for INTZ, but we'll see how far they can take it. They do have CT control. They've got everything they need here. You almost want to just take defensive positions at this point if you're Cloud9. Try to get an INTZ player as they are maybe greedy for a kill, steal away a weapon. But it looks like all of the Cloud9 players are going to be eliminated here. Kusa, the only one on the perimeter. And, oh, he's actually managed to get 1 kill, but down to 2 HP. They will chase him. So it's a bad start for Cloud9, but bad starts can be recovered. It's the start, not the end, so...
Yeah, on the positive, the best time to have a horrific round is at the beginning of the match. Because then you've got all the time in the world to turn it around and recover from it. So
Why start off 0-8 a lot of times,
have your derp at the beginning and not the end.
Dude, imagine back in the 1.6 train days, having a like where if you get 2 rounds on the T side, you're like, yep, that's good.
That's great.
That's
fantastic.
good.
Like
Did a good job, guys.
you get 2 rounds, like, okay, we got this, guys. Easy.
Yeah.
I miss that playing Aztec.
Sure.
Even though it kind of sucks, I still just... There isn't something that's like that in terms of how it looks in the atmosphere.
I haven't seen this setup before. Look at this, 3 USPs boosted into the ladder room.
And he's dead.
When do you ever see that? And now they're faced with the USPs. That's actually good for a couple kills. Fancy that. Can't get really across though. Well, it does seem though they are able to get a kill, and here comes Cello to try to look after the guns. Very unusual round. Quite a cool idea though. First time I've seen this. I wonder what it would have looked like with some Beagles.
True, they probably should have done that maybe on the force buy instead of pure USP.
Some damage at least. Okay. Buy round.
Here we go. Let's
Buy
see the
round.
ops. Let's see the ops. Who's opping for C9 now?
Well, it looks like they'll wait for better economy until they bring out the orbs. So before, strangely, and maybe this is part of the reason why they removed TENS, I don't know. TENS was the secondary AWPer, weirdly enough.
Really?
Yeah, which obviously you got Kusta there, so why is that happening? But maybe that will be the change. Here goes a very fast push into A, and Cello's going to find himself an entry. Brilliant play from Cello, just getting straight up there, getting connector control. INTZ playing pretty good right now.
Control running out of bullets, not punished through the smoke by Cello. He doesn't know what else is there. Can be a bait sometimes. Still alive. Now he's dead. 4 versus 4 retake. We've got plenty of smokes for Cloud9. We have no diffuse kit, however, which is going to be a significant problem. But there's a bigger problem in terms of INTZ players around the A bomb site. Destiny lined up for the cross. He's got one jumping, but can't land the spray. Yell's on T ramp, and he's got SHZ to play off of as well. There is Mixwell taken out now on the bomb with 5 seconds to go. Diffusing in the smoke or trying to, but Daps will die, leaving Kusta alone to wonder what could have been.
It's unlucky for Cloud9.
Yeah, especially because Kusa had those 2 flashbangs. That's just the timing didn't work out.
I'm curious if Yell saw any feet or anything in the smoke while Daps was defusing the bomb, because it's unfortunate that he shot the smoke. It's got the kill on the diffuser.
Could be also that Yell knows his lineups for that plant effectively. That is something that, if you're on the professional level, like I do feel like you should need to know the lineups from the common positions. It took so long till players put the effort into doing that. It was really mind-blowing how long it took.
It's kind of similar to wall spamming in 1.6.
Yeah.
It's just about just knowing lineups, where to aim, where to stand. It takes like half an hour to learn. Go on a server and practice it a bunch of time.
Okay, so Kusta's a power player. He's got the Krieg, he's got a pick already. He's going to reposition his Krieg. Could even actually drop it to someone who has HP. Gone to B apps. He's going to cover the push. Oh, beautiful. Look how good the Krieg is, man.
Look how he's instantly rotating as well. Again, they know one player saved the weapon, and all they're seeing is that one player now. But he's going back towards the B bomb site as the only man now that Automatic was making a position plate. Kusta has the smoke. He could smoke into the apartments with this utility if he so chooses, but he's not doing that right now. Here we go. There's the counter grenades.
Fake.
Yeah, they're already rotating, but Sub Rosa may hear this. He's in a short position, so he should hear them in the underpass. 42 seconds on the clock, and we've already got a rotation towards the A-bomb site. But Kusta is holding an angle on the window. They can see somebody's booted in the window now, but there's still a chance for Kusta to do something. Got Sub Rosa in CT, just waiting. Daps looking to swing now. There's Yell taken out. Goes for high default, and he can play off of Sub Rosa, who's making it awkward. They're all saving each other. 20 seconds now. Sub Rosa has an angle. This is so awkward for INTZ. Made it a little easier. Can he find the AK-47? He can. 15 seconds. Zand hiding for now. That moves into the open. And he's completely exposed to Zand. Peeks from stairs.
Oh, he had so much time to play with there. That's a shame.
Yeah, it was a nice recovery by INTZ.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to possibly lose a round, but Zand, I believe, getting the 4 kills that round. Saving his teammate from disaster. One of the worst feelings to lose on a pretty much a, wasn't really a full eco, but there's some pistols, some armor.
The sad thing about Daps as well is that if the player's on the stairs and you're trying to have a peek battle, if you mess it up on the first peek, it's over. And they may be punished very hard here. It's a nice mid-take. INTZ very drilled here, moving into A quickly again. And they are looking really drilled, and speaking of which, Cello's going to drill Sub Rosa, and they've got just this... You think this was an anti-eco round, it's how quickly they're eliminating the Cloud9 defense. And now they're just forced to save.
Yeah, INTZ playing really like a fast-paced kind of T side, but they're finding all the pockets. You know, they're smoking middle or toss some FBs in middle, and then you have one person in A just kind of running out, almost a contact, and just trying to get that fast positioning, really catching off Cloud9 on the rotates.
Cloud9. They haven't won a Mirage in the last 3 months.
Really?
Yeah,
Not
they're
one?
0-6.
Oh no.
But I mean, it's not as bad as you would think. If their team had been together for a year and they hadn't won a single Mirage, that would be a disaster. But I would imagine they're building towards winning one. Again, building their map pool. Dap said in an interview recently, it's weird with Cloud9 versus his other projects, because normally he'll come in and build off of a foundation. But obviously there was no foundation to this team essentially, because it was just Automatic sitting in a room on his own on a chair. And everyone else had to get added together, so you're kind of building from scratch, which I imagine is a much more difficult proposition.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want your map pool to be? What maps do you want to play?
It's
There's nothing. You don't really have
hard.
any evidence to run with or anything. You're just you're just in the dark completely.
Very difficult. You kind of have to watch a lot of replays of other teams and kind of pick and choose what you want. Maybe like, oh, I like what these guys do. Let me take this strat. Or what's their game plan? Let me add this to my repertoire. It's just really difficult, especially at a high level like this, where you have to put in a lot of work, a lot of in-server time. So if you have a new identity, you got to just pretty much start from scratch, and it's a lot of communication with the team. Like, what do you like? What don't you like?
Mixwell's got North. He's the man to make the difference. And here he goes, looking for the pick. They'll see that smoke, and they'll have to be suspicious of this. There comes a flashbang. Mixwell moves in front of it. He is going to be able to see everything. He's going to go and commit to this. And they need an early pick. And Cello saw him on the first go of it and finishes him off with the pre-aim. Beautiful stuff from Cello. He's wiped out the chances for Cloud9 in this round. And Daz will push a ramp, but he'll find nothing. He might find the bomb, actually. But he might be alone.
Yeah, I don't know how much he'll be able to do with it. Although Yell is creeping. So he sees it, but now what? He's not going to get to Palace in time, I don't think. Yell goes up the stairs and dead.
Yeah, that's rough, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the wrong guess,
Such
unfortunately.
is the nature of a round like this. You don't get to do a whole lot. Sub Rosa and Kusta now sitting, biding their time, waiting to be impaled by the spikes of INTZ.
INTZ looking really good right now. Cello he had a really strong round here. 4K swinging into mid. That battle against Mixwell was unfortunate because Mixwell, he knows he has to make a frag, even though he knows also he's at a slight disadvantage. Once he's been spotted, he still wants to commit to it just to hope that he can beat the repeak. And honestly, Charlie did hit a pretty crazy shot, so you know, the Krieg is so strong. So 7-1 for INTZ. They are smashing Cloud9 right now. They're gonna run into B. Look at how fast this is.
Maybe expecting more defenses towards the A bomb site after their previous plays. Kusa drops a smoke grenade to create some space. And this is going to work well for them. Kusa's got the left, Automatic's got the right. Mixwell coming and gets taken out, and they do start to fall. Cloud9, but Automatic's still alive, most importantly. Destiny taken out, and he just falls through back into the smoke like he's Batman or something. Swings the van, taken out by SHZ. Where are the last two? We've got Daps in the market. Yell, just as he looks away, Subrosa comes up the stairs. Does he know there's a sniper there? See the angle he's playing. Yell looking towards market. Subrosa biding his time. Who makes the play first? Pops out once. Pops out twice. Yell is eliminated. That leaves SHZ. He's been quiet this time, I think. I don't know that he was scoping in with the Krieg. Pop flash, and he walks into the angle of Daps. Perfectly timed. And Cloud9 get just their second round on the board with 2 players surviving.
That's one of the downsides of playing so fast. You're kind of unsure if you're going to run to a stack or not. Right here, Cloud9 stacked 3 people towards this B bomb site. You have to kind of rely on chaos and flashbangs and timing to really take advantage of these fast plays. Cloud9 just able to guess correctly.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. If you're down in a lot of CT rounds, just start stacking random bomb sites or random choke points. Either one.
And it was a very martial situation with the AWP, you know, just turning away just before the flank appears. Nice defense, Mixwell showing his skill. And INTZ in some trouble. This could be a turning point. Looks like it's going to be good here for Cloud9. They're unlikely to lose too much more. Yell's objective, it's an interesting one. You don't want to give away the AWP, but you do want to get some kills. So if you know, and there's over a minute left, so he could try to like run the clock down a bunch, and then try to go for some engagements, so that once they know where he is, the time's going to run out and he'll be able to defend and stay alive. But again, don't want to give a second AWP for free to the CTs when their economy is still not stabilized, really.
Secure the bag.
Can he find some information to give him a kill?
I think the right play is just to hide, save the AWP. Go in and peek. Don't risk it, because if you peek, then the people in B would push, the mid will push, and just kind of surround you before you have time. Take your time. Make it slow.
I like to save in this position, because I feel like you get peaks in either direction and you can try and scurry away one way or another if needed. And there's reasonable shotgun distance if you have an AWP.
Ooh, we saw him.
Yeah, it's just one of the sneakier positions.
They've checked, I think, pretty much the entire map except for B-Apps and Palace now. So
yeah, but they don't really have any money themselves, so
yeah,
you don't really be wanting to walk into
gentleman's agreement.
Yeah. They need to secure their own bag, Cloud9. Focus on your own money, focus on your own purse. Fill the purse!
When you say securing a bag, you make me think of like at airports where they have those like wraps that they put people's cases in.
There's crazy wraps, yeah.
I've never used one of those, but I guess that's if your suitcase breaks or something in the airport, I don't know.
I think it's just paranoia about people stealing stuff from your suitcase.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just cover everything in inside-out boxer shorts. Easy.
So that smoke you just tossed, it does not get hit by the wind of Molotov of the CT1 one way in, so that's something to keep in mind. That's why they do that Y or that like Y.
Very nice. Sand is on fire. Sand is dead. Sand has burned. He has immolated. Automatic's going on a flank. The A-bomb site's been taken. INTZ though, they have some choke point issues which can be dealt with bullets. You can see there's been an escape from the stairs position. Mixwell surely was just spotted. Surely just as he was looking towards the sandwich position. INTZ are taking way too long. The problem with this is what it means for the CTs. The longer it takes, the more rotations there are. Kusta with some great awareness. Cello making a flank play. The numbers are thinning for INTZ. Yell starting to wonder about flanks, just standing in the palace. Automatic, has he got a knife kill in him? Probably not. Spotting SHZ, who's 1 versus 3 after that kill. 37 seconds left. He has bomb plant issues. He can't really rotate because through T-spawn, I don't think there'd be enough time. We'll consider planting the bomb. Will be a fake. "19 seconds. Put out of his misery by Daps, who escaped the stairs position earlier on pretty smartly. Faded into the smoke, and then came straight back.
I'd like to point out as well that situation there for any of you who frequents pugs and all that kind of stuff in this game. Just look at what they did there. There's a 3v1, and he has to plant the bomb. So everyone's close enough that if he does plant the bomb, they can advance position. However, he knows he can't plant the bomb, so eventually you just win the round. That's how you play that situation. You don't like just run in and try to take fights. So just something to bear in mind.
You work my stats. My stats.
Exactly. Yeah. I like the win ratio stat on matches.
Underrated. Very underrated.
Underrated. Yeah, it is. It is really underrated. So we're back to pistols now. It's this time it is INTZ on the worst end of it, although they have done a lot with little, as we saw in the second round. Cloud9 seem to have stabilized somewhat, and they would only serve to cement that if they win this round. But here we go. Beautiful pop flash into connector, completely annihilates Sabrosa. And that is a gun collected. Yell's picked up a Krieg. All right, now we're talking.
What can you do with it? Destiny walking into connector. Daps has moved deeper into sight. Nice off angle for him. Shows you don't always have to scope in. There's a trade from Mixvault. Did he spot the second player by Tetris? I think he may have. Again, looking towards Hammers. Quick jump peek, and he has the information. Wonder if Zand fears a grenade potentially coming out. With the flashbang, he collects the bomb. Kustad, second man, has rotated towards A as well. 2 versus 2. INTZ starting this round with not a whole lot, but they've got plenty of opportunity. Zand considering a bomb plant. 18 seconds on the clock, and Yell still got that Krieg. Krieg versus M4, but Kusta has the bomb plant advantage. Walking through now with 10 seconds on the clock. The fake from Yell starts to swing wide, pulls the bomb out again, but Kusta's gone around triple. He's made the right play, an expensive round for Cloud9, but a successful one, and they're 4th in a row, sorry.
Cloud9 clawing their way back here. Mixwell hitting some off shots, giving Cloud9 a little bit of boost on their CT side, and this is what they need. They need to start just hashing out some CT rounds, get some momentum, so they can have it on the T side. Looks like INTZ towards heavy B halls. Only 2 players. And probably just do a default. Spot the middle. Destiny listening for any cat shenanigans.
Lots of interesting stuff going on here. There's 2-man set up towards a ramp. What is the purpose of Zand? Is it just to kind of try to suggest A? Because if that's the play, having 2 CTs this deep, if there is a fake, they will understand immediately whether it's a fake or not. So that's one of the benefits of it. Also, of course, if there is even an A ramp play, you're likely going to shut it down. So really strong positions. The trade-off is that you're weak around middle, you're weak around connector, you're weak around window. That's kind of the trade-off. So late mid-take coming in from INTZ. They have to be careful about time here now.
Yeah, they've changed the pace completely from the early rounds they were winning, and maybe they felt that was necessary after the string of rounds Cloud9 have put together of late. But they've got 40 seconds and they haven't really taken mid.
Look at the utility C9 have too.
Yeah, this is the problem with these kind of strats. The top connector smoke is in, and it's a fast run into the B position. Kusa's completely blind. He sees a hint of a player, and there might be trouble as fast as this looks. It looks really wild and crazy, but Mixwell's got the flicks. He's changing the fortunes for Cloud9, buying time for the rotation as well. 18 seconds to peek by the window. Mixwell stuck in a very difficult position at default, but he's still taking plays out. He's looking for an ace. They've already started to back off. Yell's given up on this one. INTZ ran the clock down to a position where they were trying to rush into the B bomb site. Barely got through the choke point because Mixwell wrecked almost everyone.
That moment there where Mixwell went under the window and Daps kind of protected him as someone's like leaping out from. That reminds me of like Left 4 Dead, when like you say when you like save someone, just like a hunter jumps on them. This kind of reminds me of that. You get like little some like points for that, whatever, I forget. But yeah, Mixwell is an amazing player. It's great to see that he's able to anchor there for Cloud9 in that desperate situation. And INTZ, as you say, James, that whole round kind of backfired on them. It's too much to deal with.
He needs to show some presence to take some utility away. I think they were waiting for a curiosity peak, which never came. A similar thing, that's a very common INTZ thing. Just waiting. Get utility out of the way and so on, but that really was a mad dash to the B bomb site. Unable to even use the numbers. They had 3 people running up Cat, but despite having 3, they couldn't take out Mixwell. Well, there's an opening kill. They seem to be good at getting these in this half. We are running into the final rounds of the half. SHZ looking for info. You can see INTZ waiting to see what the response is. Yell spotted top mid. And there's a smoke towards the entrance to connector from automatic. Very nice play off the wall there. That's one to learn for sure. Important to hold on to connector control, which is why on the T side, some people from the other side of this entrance to B will smoke the middle side of connector. That's beneficial to the CTs, so you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, that's really annoying when people do that. It's, oh no, I just can't go anywhere.
Yeah, I know there's smoke, but I don't know why I'm throwing it. Actually, there was a time when you would think that as well. I know a smoke, I'm going to throw it, regardless of the situation.
Fake offered up towards A to keep some players there. And who knows if it's going to work out. It looks like it's going to actually work out because there's some confusion here. Cena not rotating immediately, and that could be the difference because there is a setup on the side, but Mixwell is dropping everybody. Great play with the AWP, and that's what he's known for, of course. What else can Cloud9 cobble together?
On the pistol now, focusing on Yell. Challenge from the window. Mixwell's playing so well at the moment. Mixwell plays well.
He's forcing himself on this game. Like C9 were getting kind of wrecked, and then he turned up. Really awesome.
Seems like when INTZ plays a lot slower, their space becomes worse. I don't know if it's because they're just hesitant or whatnot, because when they're hitting sites fast, they were running together, they're checking corners at the same time with each other, but now it's like they slow things down and they start like playing these spots where they can't really help each other out too much. It's getting picked off by the op, like Mixwell just having a field day against their slow style.
Yeah, and it was going to get a little bit faster. It's just a walk-up Cat. You don't see this as much. It is very hard to pull these ones off effectively. But because Cloud9 didn't have much mid-presence, they're actually going to get pretty deep. And Yell's found a pick onto Mixwell, onto MVP Mixwell. Nice return from Daps will keep things even on the numbers, but there's more creeping to be done, and Daps again finds himself some value there. And now INTZ are in some trouble. They've got some position on Cat, but it's not really good for too much at this juncture.
1 minute on the clock. Destiny showing some presence. Will he check for that? However, he will. He has a superior angle, as does Sub Rosa in the tray. Chiller with the 180 to watch his captor take him out. SHZ now 1 versus 2. Does he know where the second player is? One's coming in from that short position. He will smoke off connector and reposition the bomb plant. More open, more areas of defense. And off to CT he goes. Keep the gun out though, because the CT is close. There is a trade from automatic, and that means that the last round at the half will go to the likes of Cloud9. 8 rounds on their CT half versus the 7 of INTZ. I think it was a surprising performance from INTZ in the first half, and 7 rounds on the board might be pretty solid for them as they move to the CT side, where they traditionally do a lot better. How will it play out? We will find out after the break.
Up your game. 128-tick servers for the smoothest, most responsive gaming experience ever. Ensure you game seamlessly with our state-of-the-art FACEIT anti-cheat. Track your progress with advanced stats within your community, country, or region. This is the true ranked experience. Sign up now at FACEIT.com.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
And we're back. 8-9 Cloud9 coming with a little comeback here towards the second half of that first half.
Yeah, so now it's the first half of the second half.
It's weird because what was working for INTZ, they kind of just stopped doing it. And they like slowed it down loads after mid takes were working, fast pace was working, and then they just started going really slow and they got owned.
I get a little bit of it to Cloud9 because they kind of changed up their CT a little bit, played a little more off angles, stopped making unfavorable pushes.
Now, Cloud9 have no PT50s, but I can forgive them because they're going straight into the B bomb site, which is all close range for the most part, unless they face a player coming in from short. But the HE was ready for INTZ, and the damage is considerable. Cloud9 not yet through the choke point, but fighting from the windows, not ideal at all. Exposed to multiple locations as they go towards the balcony position. 4 versus 2. And they think, okay, well, we really can't do anything else here. So away we go, and it seems that Daps is going to try and sell a fake and automatic, maybe stays in apartments looking for a push, but there's still harassment, so it's his job to show presence. They're gambling on a bomb plant. They're not trying to win the round, they're trying to plant the bomb in this scenario because the Kriegs are coming, if they can do that. So Daps has to try and make this play. You can see that SHZ is the only person actually who's rotated to A, and he has an angle that Daps cannot check. Surely that goes away, but SH said indeed it does. The bomb's not spotted just yet, but they have abandoned the B bomb site. They haven't seen the bomb, they haven't left a single player here. Automatic can't quite believe it. There's the market. Oh, the market duel doesn't quite work out for him. So Xander was close-ish, and the bomb won't get planted. That was the goal. The goal has failed, and INTZ can enjoy the spoils, as did Cloud9 in the first half, for a 1 round at least. Look how the odds have changed.
The enjoyment is cut short.
Yeah, very short.
We'll see if they make the same mistakes. I doubt it. It's kind of unusual in the way in which Cloud9 lost their first round in the first half.
Ooh, are we going to see a gold FAMAS? Show me the gold FAMAS.
Nope.
Come on. The gold FAMAS is premium. It's the best skin of all of them.
Nope. Why do they have... They have pretty rubbish ones. What's that about?
How many have we seen?
Performance.
We haven't seen all 3. Only seen 2. That's all we've seen this one.
That's just a disappointing one.
We haven't seen Zan's.
Yeah, but in fairness, the Brazilian teams focus on the Brazilian colours, right? For the knives and so on, the greens, the blues.
It's like default.
Although the gold, it could be, you know, the yellow of the Brazilian flag. So I feel like it's compulsory
We'll
now.
get some green stickers on there.
On what?
On the yellow.
On the gold.
Oh, you can't put stickers on that.
But
Why
you
not?
say...
You scratch them off later.
It's too clean. It's too perfect.
You're just saying that.
You can't put stickers on it. It's gold. It's made from gold.
You're talking about Brazilian colours.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh yeah, so they can put gold. So they can...
No, you can put
Get the
stickers
green
on
on there.
anything. The point was the colour itself is close enough to the yellow of the Brazilian flag. That in itself is fine, Dan. You don't have to put all the colours at once.
What about the blue then?
Blue knife.
On the...
What do you want? Look, all I'm
Just want
saying
everyone
is
to be happy.
get a gold FAMAS. That's it.
And get green stickers on it.
There you go.
For Brazil.
5 Kriegs. What do you know?
Maybe you can buy some stickers to make up for the fact you don't have a knife there.
I don't like stickers. I'd buy a James Bardolph sticker if there was one.
Light utility on Cloud9, but they've got the creeks. And Kusta will start the proceedings. Yeah, will hold an angle. Will there be a chance for him? There's only one smoke. There's only one smoke for Cloud9. And he goes to jungle. They leave connector open. Now, how do they cross the site? They've got flashes, but only on Sub Rosa. They start to quietly creep. Chile with a forward smoke grenade to allow players to, or at least threaten to push from CT. And in fact, they are trying to. Cloud9 being very tentative. I don't know where that second smoke came from, but there we go. Look at Zan's position. There are trades on the A-bomb site. Again, smoke up on jungle. And another forward smoke from the CTs. But Kusta has an angle, and they have more angles, INTZ, because they've got more players. No bomb plant for Cloud9. 10 rounds for INTZ.
It's a little rush on the bomb in the A-bomb site. You haven't even cleared the site at all, really. You're trying to force a plant. You have 45 seconds. Maybe try to get at least control of CT spawn or something. Maybe plant in the safer spot. You did have a smoke on the connector. Not connector, but
I guess they were
connector.
preying on peaks because at the start of the round they knew they were short on utility, so they had to have had a plan. But again, it's one of those rounds where if the CTs don't engage you, if they don't come to eat what you're trying to feed them, then you get stuck.
There you go.
It's so unpredictable, this series, these two teams. Like very unpredictable. I really have no idea how to kind of read what's going to happen between them. I'm like trying to get some play towards the say bomb site, splitting into A, but it's not working out. I think the CT smoke was just, when was that CT? Oh no, actually it was just... Was that smoke? Oh, smoke. Okay, we got jungle smoke. Okay, I was wondering about that. And... yeah, I can't find a kill, that's unfortunate. Cloud9 investing a little bit there, but now the buy comes in. They opted to get maximum creeks previously and compromised utility, but now they have enough money to get everything. So I'm very curious how the round will look now they have the utility to play a long round.
Flick. I wonder how good this INTZ team can be. You know, and if this mix of players can be good, but they keep getting thwarted by the bigger personalities coming in and out. Anyway, they're coming in and out of the mid position on both teams. 2 versus 2 with 1:37 on the clock. That is absolutely wild. Automatic creeping. There's that good AWP angle where you're not showing to Palace while you're holding an angle on ramp. Taps finds himself not at the right angle on Zand. And Yale's just waiting. Got into a very more defensive role. Look at all the X's in mid. The bomb needs to be collected. It won't have been seen by the CTs, I don't believe. Automatic will show some presence, but why? Is he trying to draw players towards him? He knows one's on B. Ooh, the timing. He saw the elbow? No? He did see the elbow, but he still walks into it. I guess Zan was already scoped in. Will blast him in the face. INTZ have won every round in this half so far, which is something I don't think I've ever said before.
Yeah, it's 12 CT rounds in a row. You can see on the top of your screens. So very limited success on that T side for a while, for either side. And yeah, I think it's a good question. You know, what's the ceiling of this INTZ team? They have really skilled players, honestly. I think it's the kind of team that if you get a good coach in there and the in-game leadership is good, you know, it could turn out to be like quite a successful team. But the issue is that those two things I mentioned are extremely valuable and extremely rare. So I don't know what their setup is in terms of those two things, and either way, we'll see you know what happens based off of the results. So far, so good on this CT side, as James mentioned. And Cloud9, they have the bomb in T spawn right now, moving to perhaps help the fake onto the A bomb site. Perhaps is that what we're looking at, an A fake?
So yeah, I think with this pick, they might actually run with it here. Some of the INTZ players are going to rotate out of B. This is a prime opportunity for Cloud9 to take over this B bomb site.
We have seen nervous rotations, I think, from both CT teams in this game so far. And you can see Cloud9 are in position to split the B bomb site. We have a player in ladder who is going to be passed. Hold on, no one's actually... Okay, so it's just automatic. So he threw a grenade towards B, but he's heading in for a flank, potentially. I don't know if he would hear the plays. He might hear the plays in CT spawn. And Cello is dealt with, but Yell gets 2 out for 1. That is absolutely brutal for Cloud9. 2 versus 3 now. The bomb plant being attempted, but Zand is already here. That has changed everything, and that is no time to rescue the situation. But Kusta presses forward anyway. Maybe looking for damage. Scope has been heard as a relentless peek from Zan. No respect. And it's 13 rounds for INTZ.
Wow, that round looks so good for C9 per minute, and then it just all kind of fell apart. After this kill, I like the idea of falling back to B. I think the problem was his automatic was doing too much. He was in the middle and he's trying to fake A even more. I think at that point, maybe this point in the game, having more of a lurk in the mid, listen for the rotates instead of trying to even fake even more. I mean, you already got a kill, you have the advantage. Keep it simple at that point. Don't try to do too much.
It seemed like Cloud9 were also a little bit too slow in getting to B. They kind of missed their timing window because they went for the fake. And the weird thing as well is that INTZ, they kind of over-rotated because there was no info, and they still had players on the site, on A, who had nades, and so on, who could delay at the sign of any footsteps and so on. And so the only info they had was that one pick. It's an AWP from Palace. You know, it could easily be a default. The other 3 players could be easily anywhere else, so really fast rotators. I'm actually surprised they won that round, INTZ, but they continue their success. Not a single round, one on the T side of Cloud9. So Bros are 4-17 right now, struggling to make kills happen.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be judged by the end of this map.
Right, yeah.
Which wouldn't be fair.
No.
But it is what it is. Just have to deal with it, really.
Yep.
Even though it's stupid. Cello dealing with players in the mid position. He spots one heading back up the ramp. He's got the double peek if needed. INTZ looking strong on Mirage. Not necessarily the strongest opposition right now, but it's a positive note. We're talking a lot about Cloud9, obviously the big brand with the big audience. INTZ, one of the lower tier teams from Brazil, but a team that we have watched with relative frustration time and time again. So to see them succeeding in such a fashion is fantastic. It's good. It's really good.
Yeah, INTZ looking really good. Cloud9 looking a little bit lost on their T side. This map can be pretty tricky sometimes. Sitting around middle, not always the best thing to do. I would rather take over like the ladder room, maybe smoking window and boosting window, and then try to work a little bit slow. I've seen a lot of last couple rounds, Cloud9's kind of taking middle and just kind of holding it for a little bit. for a little more action.
Look at these odds. Cloud9 not showing us a whole lot on this T side. It's not over just yet, but it's over as far as Pinnacle are concerned. Over 11 on the cards. Cloud9 peaking and getting eaten. Like they're an Onos in natural selection. Just getting gobbled up by the likes of INTZ.
Ouch. That hurts. Goose is a cool creek. I like this one. Thinking from Cello. Not many people running a Silent Stem 4, but he does make it work. And just one by one, they will be picked, pulled apart. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, 15-8. INTZ are looking pretty damn comfortable.
And default's now working for C9. If you play that spread out for most of the round, you cannot give up picks. You cannot give up picks if you're playing that spread out. What does Cloud9 do? They give up 2 picks almost in the first 20 seconds of the round.
Looking like a 0-7 on Mirage for Cloud9 at present. They are very far away from success. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 6 maps on Mirage in the last 3 months, and they have yet to win one. They're nowhere close to this one. Sub-Rose are the first to fall, but look at the trades. They will turn things around for a second. 3 versus 3 very quickly. Cloud9 with 2 players in the mid position. Mixwell carrying the bomb. He's picked up an AWP. That's gonna get a Mac 10 kill on Destiny. That's a really important frag, leaving only 2 players remaining. One herd in the ladder room. Sam's made himself a one-way. Running distraction. Oh, it's hit Cello, but I don't think that's what hurt it. Rotation towards the B bomb site. They've been outmaneuvered on this occasion, INTZ. Let's see if Cloud9 can take it to 9.
Yeah, there's a world where they find the kills, and that's it. Sand puts it into position, and oh, he gets 2. The bomb's down as well, and they don't know exactly where Cello is unless he's giving away a sound cue that I'm not aware of. Kusta looking for him. Shotgun mode is required. Oh my god, sneaking into the smoke, and Cello is going to finish it off 16-8. Absolutely 0% success for Cloud9 on their T side. Oh, yikes.
Started so well for C9, winning this pistol, but then losing the next round, and they end up being 7-1, actually winning out after that, which is nice, but so on their T side, it looks like, I mean, they do have a new person on their team, so Rosa, so it doesn't help that they have a new player. But still, it kind of looked like they were a little lost. They didn't have any set strats to begin with. Kind of just defaulted the entire time. And defaulting's okay and everything, but if you can't make moves off of it, if you keep getting picked off, then I think at that point, to start doing core 1, start doing something basic.
Watch some mixed demos.
Watch the mixed demos. Why not? Keep it simple. I keep saying it. Keep it simple.
Yeah, Mirage T-side, or Mirage in general, proving to be really problematic for Cloud9. And again, building a new team from scratch. What are you good at? Don't really know. Still trying to figure it out on Mirage, it seems. INTZ, though, looks strong. But again, it's hard, because of where Cloud9 at the moment, it's hard to gauge just how good they look based on their opponent. But it's a positive. They lost 2-1 to Cloud9 last time they played. Right now it's 1-1. We'll see if they can do one better. INTZ in the third map, which is Inferno. And that's coming up after the break.